Hey everyone, Brian from Bear Traders. It's Wednesday, October 21st. Hope everyone had a good day. And let's take a look at the markets the week that we've had so far. And you can see here it's been pretty choppy, especially today was up and down. Got a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, we're kind of in the middle of earnings season now. So that's bringing some volatility. We've got this stimulus package that's kind of on again, off again. Plus, we've got the election coming up. So a lot of stuff that investors and traders are a little bit concerned about right now. For earnings for the rest of the week, what have we got? We had Tesla tonight. I think they had some pretty good numbers. For the rest of the week, Thursdays, what's coming up? We've got Intel. That'll be an interesting one. I've got that one as a swing trade right now. Small. I've really pared down my position because I just don't like to hold stocks through earnings, but I've got a fair cushion under this one, so taking some profits, I'm going to hang on to it through earnings. So we got Coke, a couple of airlines, American and Southwest, and of course we got Freeport down here, and then Friday usually a light day for earnings. We do have Royal Caribbean and American Express. So let's take a look. Let's do a little deep dive on our indexes. So we always like to start out with the transports. You can see here on the daily, again, we've been having some pretty rough weeks so far. We seem to pop up and then sell off. And 12,000, of course, roughly here seems to be where we're having some trouble getting through. And of course, RSI heading lower, MACD crossing, stochastics coming down. So we are definitely coming down here. It looks like we may be coming down to touch this 20 moving average. Of course, if the stimulus package gets passed, we'll probably see a pop on all the indexes, including the transports. But I think we're just kind of churning and waiting for that event to happen here. On the treasuries, you see here we continue to break out. We've broken out from this prior high, and looks like we're heading up to maybe this moving average next. Everything's looking like it's strengthening, so interest rates are creeping up on the long end, which you would think would be good for the banks. But as you'll see here shortly, banks did not have a good day. So you can see this is all the indexes seem to have the same, are having putting in the same type of pattern. We had a sell-off Monday. We had a rise and then a sell-off Tuesday, and then again another try to push higher, and then it ended up going out on pretty close to the lows of the day on the Dow. And I think the story in the tape is going to be the same for the rest of the indexes. See here the volume a little bit on the light side, stochastics heading lower, MACD rolling over, RSI heading down. So index is starting to look a little weak here. IWM, kind of same story, except it's actually looking a little worse. Put in kind of a double top here. Again, same with the indicators, all looking like they're going to head lower. Qs, same story as the Dow, light volume, but all the indicators heading lower. Stochastics now below 50 here on the slow ones. So that's generally not a good thing, because what happens is rallies get sold like you see today if stochastics are below 50. Again, same story, not going to repeat myself with the SPY, but again, you can see the same price action on all the indexes. The dollar took a beating today, despite the fact that interest rates on the treasuries were up. Again, this is not looking very, very good for the US dollar, but it is good for the gold trades and the emerging markets when dollar drops. And the VIX, this is a bit of an anomaly here. We had the indexes pretty weak, going out on the lows of the day, and the VIX went out on the low of the day. Normally when you see price action like we've seen today, you would see the VIX going up higher, but you can see here it popped up right to the 200-day moving average, and just like clockwork, or just rejected from that, and actually ended up down on the day, which again is something you wouldn't have expected with the indexes going out at the low of the day at the same time. So on one hand, the markets and the indicators seem to look like they're going to head lower. On the other hand, you've got this the VIX dropping, which says that there's not a lot of panic in the market about the markets dropping too much. So maybe everybody's still anticipating we're going to get a we're going to get a deal here, and that's going to save us. So here's the TLT again dropping as the yields go up. So TBT, which is the opposite of this, which is short the bonds or the treasuries, you can see breaking out here as yields go higher. Volume not bad. Problem with these is they don't move a lot, so you don't get a lot of price action movement. Just things creep up here. Let's take a look at TZA. Again, this is a way to short the small caps. Put in a bit of a bottoming pattern here, and now it's starting to creep up. So sort of over the 15 level could be an area where we might see some resistance. Again, this 1483 moving average. So somewhere around 1480 to 15, this could be a move higher. Again, if we get a stimulus deal, then this really could drop back down again. But right now, the stochastics are turning up, RSI turning up, bit of head and shoulders pattern here on the RSI, MACD's crossing to the upside. So TZA actually looks promising, especially if we don't get a deal. If some news comes out that we don't get a deal, this would be a good stock to jump into, or a good ETF to jump into. So let's quickly look at a few stocks I'm in. Again, in this DBA agriculture fund, usually commodity prices will go up, especially if the dollar drops. So this has just been hanging in there under 15, got in under 14, so I'm still happy with that trade. DraftKings I'm not very happy with. Did take a little bit off when it popped, but now it's breaking down again. So this is an area here, right in this area, prior resistance, breakout point. So if we lose much more of this 41.50 tomorrow, I'm going to have to bail on it, bail on the rest. Intel, again, I've lightened up a little bit on this. Got a really good entry way back here, and just going to hang on to it, but it does report tomorrow, so that's why I've lightened up. I generally don't hold stocks through earnings reports. That's why I've really lightened up on it, take a lot of profits. If it does go back to 50, I'm still in the green. But like I said, I'm hoping that we get a decent report from Intel, but hope isn't a strategy, a trading strategy. Again, here, this is a gold and silver trade I've been in. This is one of the stocks I'm in. PAS seems to be stuck in a range, so adding to it when it's down and then selling some of it when it's up. So just trading around this position, but it does seem to be a little choppy right now. But if I look at this from a pattern perspective, maybe seeing like here's our trend line. Looks like we're just going to try to break out here. Here's another one here. So we are trading into a pennant by the looks of things. So I'll be keeping an eye on this specifically tomorrow, PAS and some of the other miners and gold, and we'll see how they fare tomorrow. It's hard to say what gold and silver are going to do as we get closer to the election. I really don't really have much of a history in terms of what I would expect to happen, but there could be, it could be some, I don't know, upheaval, some question about the election. Maybe it'll cause gold to go up. I don't know. I have no idea. Just let the price action in the market tell us which way it's going to take us. But PayPal is an interesting one. It broke out today, and I heard that was the news on it getting some, doing some stuff with Bitcoin. So it got a pop on that news, and conversely, Square took a bit of a hit because apparently PayPal is getting into a market that they've they've been in and been able to take advantage of with the use of Bitcoin. So Square right back down to a point of support here, and it looks like we'll see what happens tomorrow. This might be a good entry, and then you just look at this 172 area possibly for a area that might have some further support if we get down here. Here's the prior level of resistance, and then obviously the breakout point here, breakout, check back, and then a little bit higher, couldn't quite get to 200, and now we're pulling back here. So might be worth watching. Volume was a little bit on the increase side today. Stochastics rolling over. May have more downside, but I would say watch the 170 level. If we get some support there, it might bounce there. Be a good logical place for it to bounce from. So quickly, let's take a look at the candles at a glance. You can see here again, talked about the SPY already. Really sold off and then went out near the lows of the day. XLY, discretionary, selling off. Communications had not a bad day. Again, technology, same as a SPY. Industrials selling off. A lot of this stuff sold off. Energy, same story. I say every time I do a review, it's just an ugly looking chart. Healthcare not looking very healthy. Utilities hanging in there, safety trade. They're just kind of churning sideways right now. And again, like I mentioned earlier, financials with the yields going up, you would have thought that financials would have caught a bid today, but they didn't. So a lot of sort of different kind of things going on in the market. Markets down, volatility down, yields up, financials down, some things you wouldn't expect today. So anyway, that's about it. This is my book on Amazon if you haven't checked it out. It's there for the taking. And we'll see everybody hopefully live in the YouTube room on 8:30 tomorrow morning. Norman Carlos doing the pre-market show, and then we'll be trading the market at the open. So have a great rest of the evening, everybody, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.